Hi, I'm Laura. This is my channel, Sweet Tea Stitcher. This is my first FlossTube video, so I feel 20. So it's a little bit nerve-wracking doing this, so pardon me when I'm looking down at my notes to keep everything straight. My name is Laura. I enjoy drinking sweet tea and I enjoy stitching. I have been doing some sort of needle crafts since I was probably 7. I remember getting a needle point kit with the yarn and the stamped, I think it was a lion that I did. Then I did latch hook, and then my grandmother, who did stamp cross stitch, gave me a stamp cross stitch kit, and I did that. It was ducks, so it didn't hold my attention a whole lot, and I tried to understand what exactly I was doing. If I remember correctly, they had different stitches, which looking back was pretty cool. My other grandmother, she did count a cross stitch, and she had many different pictures in her house. I actually have one that she did for me, and I'll show you that right now. It was a precious moment one. Let me see if I can get the light. So that was the precious moment. Sorry, the glare. So she did that for me. She framed it herself. So that was what I was familiar with. So I would pick up, put it down, cross stitch throughout many years. The one thing I ran into, I'm actually from Eastern Pennsylvania, live in Southeast Pennsylvania right now, used to live in Northeast Pennsylvania. So there wasn't a lot of craft stores, local needle shops to go to that I was aware of. My grandmother used to get a country cross-stitch and country crafts magazine or something like that. I still do have that. When she passed away, I got all of her cross-stitch stash. So magazines, booklets, floss, fabric, patterns. I have those. But my normal places to go get cross-stitch supplies would be A.C. Moore. I think at the time they would have them at like Kmart, different places like that. And every time I would go in after a couple years, if I'm looking for something particular, that section always just shrank and shrank and shrank, and it just felt like a dying art. Until 10 years ago, I discovered FlossTube. And that just blew my mind that so many people loved this form of craft. It helped me discover 1, 2, 3 stitch. It helped me discover fabulous designers. It helped me to see there was more than just flowers and real frilly stuff. Not that that's not beautiful. It's just sometimes you want something a little bit different. And it was incredible to find that. And as grateful as I was to have 1, 2, 3 stitch, I was still kind of sad that I didn't have a local needle workshop. But FlossTube introduced me to all sorts of different threads that are out there that I had no idea. I still haven't sampled with all of them. Different stitching techniques, different fabrics. All I was familiar with was Aida. That was it. For the occasional waist canvas, my aunt had done a sweatshirt for me with a cross-stitch design on it. So I knew about that. But mostly it was just Aida. And then I learned about so that has been incredible. And one of the reasons I wanted to do a FlossTube channel was because I wanted to be able to track my progress of how I'm doing cross stitch. I'm also hoping this will help keep my stitching bug a little bit more alive. Very much like I've got the stitch bug and then it just goes away for months at a time, and then I pick it back up and then it goes away. So I'm hoping this will keep me going more on a consistent basis, and I'll get some projects finished. The other thing is just for me to step out of my comfort zone and do something a little bit scary, a little bit nervous. I have 3 kids, or I have 3 girls, and I want to encourage them sometimes too that it's okay to step out of your comfort zone, do something you're a little bit feel awkward about, and just push through and just try it. So that's what we're doing. We're just trying it. And I hope you enjoy this, and if you do, please give it a like. I would really appreciate just to know if anybody, besides my mom, basic, but it works for me. Until then let's get started and I'll show you some of the projects that I'm working on right now. All right, so the one that I'm working on currently, it's kind of taking all my time up right now. It is a pattern, and I don't think I have the actual picture of the pattern. I got it online from Etsy from Hoop Modern Stitch. It is you could do it for a wedding, an anniversary, but it is Mr. and Mrs. Just going to cover that up. So that, I have some of the name done as well, but that's basically what I have done right now. The Mr. half of the ampersand and the Mrs. And I still have to do the bottom half of it. That is, I'm doing this, oh, I don't even know what fabric I'm doing this on. It's a linen. I believe it is a 28 count linen. I just like the 28 and the 14. It's a little bit easier to see. And it's all with, oh gosh, I don't even know. It's all one color floss. I think it's a cream color floss. This is why I'm doing this channel, because I don't write things down. I just take it, stitch it, and move on. Okay, so that's what I'm currently working on, and I have a deadline for that to get done. So that's why it's taking all my focus right now, and I'm not jumping around. The other one I'm working on, it's a seasonal one. It is by Designworks. It's Oh Holy Night. So that's the picture of it. This is a kit. I typically don't do kits because I do have so much stash that I'll just work from whatever I have in my storage. But I don't have much done on this so far, and I've had this for a few years. I have that center square almost done. I'm just working on the back stitching, but it's very pretty. So that's not going to be done for probably quite a while. The other one that I'm working on that I need, once I get this wedding one done, I want to finish it up for my daughter. It is French Chocolate by Katerina Babak. And my daughter has red hair, so this just reminds me so much of her with that little basket. And this, I know I'm just doing it on a 14 count fabric just to make it, and that's what they asked for, using basically all the called for threads in it. So that's what I have so far. I'm all done with the bottom. I just need to finish up the top, her head, and then I'm completely done. It's just the back stitching. I really hate it. Again, pattern called for 14 count, but the way they have the back stitching, it cuts through squares, and it just makes it really awkward to do the back stitching. So I'm just going off on my own and doing the best I can with it, because that's what I learned from FlossTube. You can change patterns up. I didn't know that. It's amazing. So I'm just trying to plug through that and just work through that one as well, and I'll get that all framed up for her so she has it. She won't want it by that time because when I started it, she was much younger, but I'll have it, and I'll remember how she used to steal chocolate and get it all over her face. Okay, the other one I'm working on, it's from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. And it is the Once Upon a Time sampler. It's a well-loved pattern right now because it just kind of goes with me wherever I go. It's got all the different squares to it. I was trying to keep on a schedule and get like each month done as the month came by, and I think you'll see. Christmas came and it stopped. But I do have all the border done. And then we've got May, and then I did August, September, October, November, December. And I didn't finish December. So we still got a little girl out there. Right here. Oh. Thread. Missing her face. So I need to get back on that and finish that because it's looking really cute there. It'll be a fun one to do. And that was one of the little treasures I found out when I watched FlossTube, was learning about these great designers. The other one I'm doing, I found in a cross-stitch shop down the Outer Banks. So it's the Currituck Beach Lighthouse. And I like that because we visited. Okay, so upside down. So that's all I have started for that right now. That was a kit. It is 14 count, came with all the threads and everything. I pull that out every now and then when it's just something I want. It's small enough, I pull it out. I don't really need to wear my glasses with it to do it. I don't need to have my magnifiers on. So it's an easy one I can just quick do if I'm out and about. All right. The other one I have, another designer I found through all you lovely floss tubers, is Lizzie Kate. And it is the ABCs of Parenting. And I need to work on this before my kids are all grown. And I have up until, looks like F done. Just starting on the G. So this is my first time using Crescent, the overdyed floss. And I think this might be my first time using the 32 counts fabric. It called for linen, but I have fallen in love with the even weaves. I really enjoy the even weaves because I like the structure of having everything equal compared to the linen of it, like big thread, little threads. It's just my thing. And the last one I have that I am working on with the WIPs, and this one I still have the tag. So I know this is a 32 count legacy. I got this off of 123 Stitch, and it's He Is Risen. I have lost the picture of it. It's somewhere around. It's for Easter. It's just this little one. Again, I should have this. I really should get this done. Thus the reason for the channel. So I'm working on the bottom here, and then I just will have the leaves up at the top, and I believe there's an angel up there too. Let me see. Yeah, there's two angels at the top. So this will be a palm tree, angel, angel, and then we're done. This is in an overdyed fabric. You can kind of see the mottled look to it. This was my first overdyed fabric. Wanted to try something new, and we'll see how that goes. It does make, I feel like it does make the holes a little bit smaller. So I've really had to get the readers and use a magnifying glass to be able to fully see all those holes and everything. So the next time I'm on, if I show you my WIPs, hopefully I will have done that wedding project done, and then we can I can start moving on to some of these other projects to get them done. So that is the goal of this channel. Again, thank you for watching. If you've made it this far, I really appreciate that. And hopefully, while I was showing you some of my stash that I have, how I keep my floss storage. It's very simple. I don't have a big craft room or anything. Most of it lives underneath my bed, and a couple shelves in my living room. And until then, have a wonderful day.